Hey YouTube, so today we got a little test going on. First thing we're doing is testing the good old camera, make sure that that's back up and running 100%. Next thing we're doing is we're checking out this personal locating device. It works on GPS. It allows you to send out messages if you don't have cell service, and you can send tracking information back to a map page for people that you have subscribed up to it. So pretty neat little device. We're giving that a try today. I got a little honeydew for Mrs. Desert Dog, and we'll get this thing a test, make sure the camera's working, and take a little trip for us. Well, today we're going to a different kind of canyon. That one over there. We're going to do a little downtown ride around a la Our Run Chronicles, I guess. Except for a lot farther south. And not quite so fast or stealthily. Well, even though I took a big ride last weekend, a 2-dayer, I was jonesing for a ride. Yesterday I spent working on vehicles, doing all the air filter, fuel filter stuff, and washing and all that stuff, which took up most of my day. And today I took it upon myself to take a mundane chore and make a ride out of it. Even though the chore was only a couple miles from my house, I decided to make a 50-mile or so round trip out of it because I wanted to head downtown and hang around. Which I'm not certain that was the best idea. This would be a lot more comfortable in the car today. Untypically, the humidity levels up to like 20 or 30%, and well, it's not as hot as normal. It's about 100 degrees, so it's warm. It's just more uncomfortable than normal, but anyhow, that's my problem. I kind of wanted to take a ride down here. Normally you see me in a very different type of canyon, and today we're hanging around in a concrete canyon, if you will. Well, I do work all over Arizona. I've done a lot of work in a lot of these buildings. I do contracting type stuff. Downtown's not the easiest place to go work. I know there's not a lot of parking for contractor type folk, but it's kind of neat to get down here every once in a while. Remember that I live in a big city. and that I would rather live where there's some wide open spaces. And actually living on the edge of the burbs where I live, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You've got access to all kinds of things that are going on in the city, sporting events and music events, which I tend not to go to as much as I used to. But you've got whatever goes on out here, and on top of that, you've got the stuff that I truly enjoy that you guys normally see. The actual nature and trails and camping you can do in Arizona. Well, there's a big old tower crane there, finishing up a high-rise. That's U.S. Airways Stadium where the Suns play. And then just beyond over there is Chase Field. That's where the Arizona Diamondbacks play. Apparently you can't go drive by. There must be some type of event going on in front of Chase Field. See the building up there with a roundout? That's called the Compass Room, something like that. It's a restaurant that rotates around. I redid all the air conditioning units on top of that building, the big air handlers that are up there. Not that that's probably a pretty boring point, but we had a pretty cool crane that went between that building and then the one that says Chase on it to the left. There was a crane that went right up between those and then put the air conditioners on top of the building. They're actually called air handlers. Did it while the top floor was occupied too. Duck and Decanter. I wonder if that has anything to do with Duck Dynasty. Oh, darn it! I meant not to do any more Duck Dynasty references. I'll have to edit that one out. Wells Fargo building. There's City Hall. Tell you what, I got a place to go. I'll jump on the 60 and I'll show you Some folks that remember the 70s may recognize it. There's a state capitol over there, the big copper dome. All the ancillary state buildings. Now this is a intersection of 7th Ave, Van Buren, and Grand. Grand's actually the US 60. It's the only, or the most prominent diagonal street in Phoenix. Actually diagonally cuts right through through Phoenix and heads up through Wickenburg and whatnot, and it's basically one of the main routes to get to 93, which takes you to Vegas. Now, this is not probably the best part of town to be taking you through, but I ain't scared if you ain't scared. Little boxing club over there. I'm surprised hasn't switched over to MMA. So much of that going on. And here you go. How many people recognize that sign who were alive in the 1970s and were watching TV, or at least cognizant enough of what was going on? It's not open now, I don't believe, for this time of day. It does breakfast and lunch. But Mel's Diner. This would be from the movie Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. I was too young to remember that, but I have seen it on late night TV before. And Alice, the TV show, I used to watch that in reruns all the time when I was a little kid. Florence Jean Castleberry, and of course Mel cooking on the line in the back. But this is it. This is the backdrop for that movie and the television show. So just thought it'd be neat to stop by here. Well, I have one piece of advice for you. Don't eat a bunch of garlic and then ride around with a helmet on over 100 degrees. It has a tendency to induce nausea. Oh, that was a mistake. I don't know if you can see up in the sky up there, the horizon. Looks like the clouds are getting together to fix up a new storm. They're pushing up pretty high. We're going to get a couple of monsoon storms this afternoon. I was just taking off, I noticed this sign, 99 cents any roller grill item. I had no idea that it was called a roller grill. That's got to be like a 99-cent ticket to dysentery, food poisoning, stomach cramps, long hours on the porcelain throne. I desperately would find something else to eat. I don't know, maybe it's the safest stuff in the world, but it just doesn't seem like the best place to get your chow, no matter how much of a hurry you're in. Well, I'd like to just give a tip of the hat to the motovloggers who vlog riding around in city traffic. The NT8s, the R1 Chronicles, Baron von Brumble, the Fobra, LFOD, Montosity. I mean, you can probably name a couple of fistfuls off yourself. I gotta give them props for riding around in traffic, being able to have a continuity to what they're saying and concentrate and ride and watch the idiots around you. No easy task, and sure not the safest thing to do, but it's quite something. This is the first time I've ever done it in downtown, and it's only Sunday traffic. You got to watch out for the other fool, that's for sure, and try to concentrate on what you're saying. Not that I even had anything to really to concentrate on. I was just kind of babbling around. And today was just kind of a on the whim ride. Just had a task to do. Made a ride out of it. If I can get a good screenshot off of what the spot produces, I will share it at the end of this video. It seems like a pretty good idea, especially if you're if you ride alone, number one, but even if you don't ride alone, and you ride where there is limited cell service, rough terrain, a personal locator beacon of any type is probably a good idea. Direct satellite connection, as long as you've got open canopy, you know, no tree cover above you. I mean, your cell phone only works in certain places. The reason why I like this spot, it was actually given to me by my little bro for my birthday. So he picked it out, and one of the best features of it is it actually tracks your location. If you turn on the tracking button, it will send up a tracking signal every 10 minutes and track your path. What's good about that is if you do have a situation, not only do they have your exact coordinates, they can follow the path that you came in on, in case you're backtracking, or it just gets you there quicker. Plus, you know, you've got a map of where you've been. So it's a pretty cool little device. I'm gonna try it out in the field here probably in the next couple of weeks. and see how it works away from the city. Well, if all that babbling didn't make any sense, I apologize, but it's all I could come up with for this weekend. So until I get back on the Red Sled or Angus, adios.